Hello everyone! Welcome back to Circus&Tea. My name is Tatum, and this video, if you haven't guessed it from the title, is going to be an update video, and it's mostly going to be talking about the wilds. I do an update video like this every once in a while when I feel like a big change is happening to my channel, whether that's about what I'm posting, when I'm posting, etc. Obviously, I felt like one was needed for this summer because a lot of rather unexpected changes were happening, and I felt that it'd be better said in a video versus in a description of one of my other videos. So, I'm gonna break this video into two parts. So the first part is just gonna be the information. What you can expect from me this summer, what's happening with the Wild Season 2, all that. And a bit of a personal update. But the second part of this video is going to be more of a personal, my own thoughts, my own experiences with the wilds and what happened, and a lot more, in-depth explanation of how I've been feeling and what I've been thinking. I understand that not everyone cares about that, and that's totally fine if you don't have the time, if you don't really care. That's okay. I'm gonna give you the information and you can get out of here. I'm grateful for you clicking on this video anyway. But for those of you who want to stick around, hang out, listen to me talk a little bit more, then you are free to do that. I'm grateful that you want to listen to me. So first off, the biggest question is probably, when is the Wilds coming? So I started writing outlines for season 2 back in around November-ish, and for a multitude of reasons, which I'm going to talk about in the second half of the video, I got a bit stuck, and this winter I made almost no progress. And right now, I'm only on the 3rd episode. So when is the Wilds coming? I'm not entirely sure. Unfortunately, I'm behind where I thought I was going to be. Right now, my best prediction is probably I'm going to start filming in July, which means, especially with how my summer is setting up, I probably will be posting the episodes in August and September. Obviously, I'm going to keep posting other things, hopefully, while I'm doing that. So if you have videos that you want to see from me, preferably ones that are just like something I can film on a spare hour or two, please give me those ideas because I'd love to hear what you want to see from me. A bit more of a personal update for me. This summer is a lot different from my last one. The last one was a bit more chaotic. I was moving back and forth between two places where I filmed the outdoor scenes of the wilds and my actual house a lot more frequently, and I had less to do. So it was a bit of a different setup that actually really aided getting the wilds out during the summer, because I was going to be home and outside for like every week, so I could film week by week. But that's just not how it's going to be this summer. And also, I have new obligations. I have a job, I have things to do, I have lots happening in my life. The wilds is definitely just one moving gear in a lot of them, so I have to adapt to a new filming setup. So that is definitely something to adjust to. But I still think that the wilds will happen this summer. I think it's just going to be later and a little looking different. But it might mean that even though you guys have to wait a bit, it'll be more consistently posted, hopefully. Just some sort of content-based things on the wilds. Someone asked me if I was going to match the violence of season 1. Generally, no. This season is going to be a lot more internal struggles with some external struggles, but there's not any distinct fighting, really. Also, I'm going to put better disclaimers in all of my videos so that those of you who might be upset by, certain depictions of violence or other things will be better warned and can still enjoy the series just as much. So that is all I have for the information section of the video. So you've heard what's happening, what you can expect from me. And now I'm gonna move on to the more personal section. Okay, so I'm gonna try to take this bit by bit. So obviously the first thing that we have to talk about is what happened. Because if you were reading the descriptions of the Wilds, or if you had asked, I would have told you season 2 was never happening. That the Wilds was done, I was not doing this again. Plot twist, here we are. So this happened for, I'd like to say, 3 simple reasons. So the first one was, I was going to come back to here where I filmed the Wilds this summer, naturally. That was the plan. And as I was thinking, what am I gonna do this summer if the Wilds is done? What could I film here? What can I do here? I was thinking, you know, I can't embark on any massive projects that require indoor scenes. I don't have the capacity to move all my furniture here, and my dollhouse is at my other house. So I knew that I kind of had to figure out something to do, and that is why these 2 other reasons kind of pushed me into making a season 2. So the second of the reasons is you guys loved season 1, which is so cool and so crazy. I had no idea that that was gonna happen, and that was just so insane to me still, which made leaving it behind a little bit hard, because you guys wanted to see more of this, and I wanted to write more of this. So leaving it behind felt harder and harder until I realized, you know, maybe season 2 is the right thing to do. Maybe that is what I should do. And then the third reason was also I had this sudden change of heart, that I had more to say. I had more to talk about for the Wilds, that there was more story left to tell, which I had not predicted happening. And so because of all these reasons, I was suddenly considering making another season of the Wilds. But I still had a lot of conflicting feelings about that. Part of me was like, oh, maybe that is gonna be what I'm doing. Maybe that will be fun. But there was this other half of me that felt I had written the Wilds in such a way that I wouldn't have to do a season 2. You all seen the ending, so I left it at a place where, you know, I could leave them and feel like there wasn't anything left for me to say. And I wrote it that way because basically when I was writing it, I said, you know, if I hate this, or if no one likes it, then I can abandon it, and I'm not glued to a project. So I wrote it in such a way that I'd only have 8 episodes, so 8 weeks of my time, and then I could leave it behind. But I got really attached, you guys got really attached, and so suddenly I had this strong urge to write more story, but I wasn't really sure that I could, which led to me getting really stuck. So I wrote an outline, and then I wrote another one, and another one, and another one of all completely different plots, completely different ways that the Wilds could go. I had little places that I could take it, and I had character arcs that I could finish, but again, I kept getting blocked by, I wrote an ending, like an ending for that story, and I can't go back and take that away. So I was really sort of struggling internally during September and October of, should I do this? I don't think this is a good idea. Maybe I will do this. Oh God, I shouldn't. Going back and forth. And, you know, a few things kept me going, which was this one quote from Rick Riordan that was basically, you know, every story can end with, and they lived happily ever after, and the sequel can always start with, actually they didn't. And I feel like that's kind of how I'm gonna have to look at the Wilds a lot. But I still, you know, get stuck by this idea of the season 1 being precious and finished, and by adding to it, I'm taking something away. And I really have to get over that, because I understand that, you know, season 1 can always stand on its own. And by adding more to it, you're only giving the world and these characters more life. You're not taking any value from them. But that's still, you know, a hard thing to combat, so that there's more story to tell. And there is more story to tell, really. The more I think about it, I think this could be really cool. I could add a lot more interesting things, because, you know, it wasn't finished. It was just left sort of, you know, things are gonna be okay. And I would like to explore that road of how things become okay in the wilds. So that whole thing was, you know, a long struggle for me. And then, you know, I was feeling really, really good about my outline in November. And I posted on Instagram that I was writing an outline for The Wilds Part 2. And oh my god, you guys all got so excited for that, which was such an exhilarating feeling. For me to post just one, like, silly little video of, like, the paper and, like, oh, look what you made me do. And to get within, like, the first 3 hours, like, I'd posted it during lunch at school, and before I had even left for the day, I had gotten at least 7 story responses of people just being so excited. Like, wherever you go, whatever you do, I'm here for it, let's do this. I was like, oh gosh, I guess I'm doing this. And, you know, that sort of support and that enthusiasm is very, very much what's keeping me motivated a little bit. Whenever I think, you know, I can give this up, I'm like, no, I can't. I have story to tell, and people are ready to hear it. So that's really a good thing, and thank you guys for that. That's really magical for me. But with motivation, it's been a difficult and bumpy road. Episodes are slow coming, and when they come, it's usually I'm writing pages and pages in one sitting and then going a week without it. So that's really fun. So yeah, motivation has been coming and going. Really, it depends on the day, the time, the weather, when's the last time I've had a snack, you know, all those things. But I am very excited for this season. I think there's a lot more to explore. There's a lot more to talk about. Just to give you guys some teasers to get excited about this, there are new characters to meet, new relationships to explore, there's new history, more memories, more lore. And also, if you haven't heard this, I've mentioned it a few times, but I am gonna do a lore video, or several videos, where I'm just talking about things that I'm either not going to mention, can't mention, or like don't really make sense to mention in the actual series, but I still think are cool and I want to tell you guys about. That's a lot of everything. I've been filming for 20 minutes now. And that's basically how I've been feeling, what's going on. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for listening to me and being interested in this, because you guys are really such an inspiration to me, such a motivator, and I'm so grateful for you guys. I hope you enjoy listening to this video, learning a few things, and I hope you guys are as excited for this summer as I am. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you for everything you do. You guys mean so much to me, and I hope you have wonderful days, evenings, nights, whatever you are at. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're not already, and get ready for the wilds.